Hi everyone, this is Kruti Jaipancholi, Assistant Professor in LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology in Department of Electronics and Communication. This video is about subject Analog and Digital Communication System. In this subject, we are learning about Analog and Digital Communication System. From this video, you will learn about the angle modulation and demodulation, which consists of the variety of the points, that is the non-linear modulation, bandwidth of angle modulated wave, generating FM waves, demodulation of FM signal, non-linear distortion and the interference, and super heterodyne receiver, okay, and the FM broadcasting system. What is the meaning of the angle modulation? Angle modulation is the process in which the frequency or the phase of the carrier is changing in accordance with the amplitude of the modulating signal. So this process is referred to as a angle modulation. There are the two types of the angle modulation. It is frequency modulation and the phase modulation. The various advantages and the disadvantages of the angle modulation and the demodulation that are the noise reduction, improves system fidelity, it is more capable of transmitting the power, high power. The disadvantage of the system, that is, it requires the larger bandwidth, so increased bandwidth, and the circuit that becomes complex in case of the FM. Okay, so in the angle modulation, the disadvantage is the complex circuitry. So this way, these are the various advantages and the disadvantages of the angle modulation. Now we will learn about these things in detail. So now we'll start with the introduction. In the amplitude modulation, as you know that the amplitude of the carrier signal is changing in accordance with the amplitude of the modulating signal. Similarly, in the frequency modulation, the frequency of the carrier is changing in accordance with the amplitude of the modulating signal. At that time, the carrier amplitude will remain constant. In the frequency modulation, the amplitude or the phase of the carrier signal that remains constant. So, now we know that in the modulation, we need two signals. One is known as the modulating signal. So, here in the diagram, you can see that this is what it's the modulating signal. With respect to time, the amplitude which is shown over here. The modulating signal which consists of the information, message signal, baseband signal. The other signal which is required for the modulation, it's a carrier signal. The carrier signal which is known as the high frequency wave. So here in this diagram you can see that it's a high frequency wave, okay, and high frequency wave, okay, and amplitude, that is the VC. So this is what it's my carrier signal. Now the frequency modulation. What is the process of the frequency modulation? That is, whose frequency changes? The carrier frequency changes according to the amplitude of the modulating signal. So the frequency modulated wave that we obtained over here, what is this? That here you found the change in the frequency due to the change in the amplitude of the modulating signal. Here you can see that the amplitude of my carrier signal, that is constant. Only you can see that initially the amplitude of the modulating signal, suppose that's 0, then there is no change in the amplitude, in the frequency of the carrier. But as the frequency, okay, that increases, what happens? Amplitude increases, frequency increases, amplitude decreases, frequency decreases. Like that, you may have the output in which the change in the frequency which is noted. Okay, so it's a frequency modulated wave. Now from this diagram, again it may be more clear that how we obtain the frequency modulated wave. Here you can see that this is what my carrier signal. It's a high frequency wave. This is what? It's the modulating signal. And what is this? It's a frequency modulated wave. Here you can see that while the amplitude is maximum, change in the frequency is more. Okay, here you can see that the frequency, okay, the amplitude is again now increases, so frequency increases. So what happened? That when the amplitude is 0, there is no change in the carrier frequency. As the modulating signal amplitude increases, frequency increases, amplitude decreases, frequency decreases, again negative side frequency increases. Okay, that way the amplitude change we found, okay, and we obtain the wave which is known as the frequency modulated wave. Okay, so this is about the frequency modulated wave. Now we need to do the mathematical representation of this FM wave. The instantaneous frequency Fi in the FM modulation, that is Fi is the frequency at the particular instant. So it is Fi is equal to Fc in bracket plus 1 plus k Vm cos omega mt. Okay, so now we know that where the Fc is the unmodulated carrier frequency, k is the proportionality constant, Vm cos omega mt is the instant modulating signal. Now we know that the cosine term in that previous equation, we have seen the cosine wave, and we know that the maximum variations, mean the maximum change in the frequency will occur only at the peak, that is the positive peak and the negative peak. So while the cosine term has the maximum value plus or minus 1, at that point the maximum frequency change will occur. So the maximum frequency deviation will change in the frequency when cos omega mt is equal to plus or minus 1. So now here we have the equation in which we are putting the Vm cos omega mt, in that the cos omega mt is equal to plus or minus 1. So now we have the Fc plus or y minus Fc k Vm. Okay, so now this is my equation number 2 and equation number 3. Now the frequency deviation is what? The change in the frequency. So this is what the delta F is equal to Fc k Vm. So that is the change in the frequency that we have. Now the instantaneous amplitude of the FM signal, how do we find out? Here we have found out the change in the frequency. Now the instantaneous amplitude of my FM wave is V is equal to A sin theta. But now over here we don't know the value of the theta. We have to find out the value of the theta. But what is the theta? So we know that theta is the instantaneous angular velocity, and it is find out by using this equation, that is the omega I is equal to 2 pi Fi. Okay, and what is it? It is the 2 pi, put the Fi value from the earlier equation. It is Fc in bracket 1 plus k Vm cos omega mt. Okay, similarly over here, what is the 2 pi Fc? 2 pi Fc is omega c, and we can find out it is the 1 plus k Vm cos omega mt. Okay, so now we have the omega I value, that is the angular velocity, angular frequency we have. But we know the relation between the omega and the theta. So in order to find out the theta, omega I, that must be integrated with respect to time. So now we have the equation, that is the theta is equal to integration omega I into dt. Now we know the value of the omega I. So now we have to put the omega I value in this equation, and with respect to dt, okay, time will have to integrate it. So it is the omega c in bracket 1 plus kVm cos omega mt into dt. Fine. So now by doing the integration, what I have omega c is omega c, the integration of t1 is t plus kVm cos omega mt is sin omega mt, okay, divided by omega m. So this is the value of this. So now we will take this value inside it. So it is omega ct plus kVm sin omega mt into omega c upon 2 pi fm. Okay, so now what is the omega c? Omega c is 2 pi fc. So 2 pi fc kVm sin omega mt upon 2 pi fm. Okay, but now we know that, okay, what is the frequency deviation? It's a kfcvm. So now what we can do, that over here that 2 pi is cancelled from the numerator and the denominator. Okay, so it is omega ct plus fc kVm sin omega mt upon fm. So delta f value is kfc into vm. So now by putting this value inside the equation, we may have the value for the theta. So this theta is omega ct plus delta f sin omega mt upon fm. So now we have the value of the theta. Earlier, and to find out the amplitude of that fm wave, we know the equation v is equal to v sin theta. So now we'll put that theta value inside the equation. So it is v is equal to a sin omega ct plus delta f upon fm into sin omega mt, and this is equal to what is a? A is the amplitude of the carrier signal. What is the amplitude of the carrier signal? The amplitude of the carrier signal is Vc. So we are putting that value inside the equation, and it is Vc sin omega ct plus delta f upon fm sin omega mt. Okay, so now we have the above equation that gives us the instantaneous value of the FM voltage. So this way we can find out the FM modulation. So now the modulation index. As we know that in case of the amplitude modulation, we have found out the modulation index to get the idea about the amount of the modulation in the modulation process. Similar to that amplitude modulation, in case of the FM modulation, we need to find out the amplitude modulation. In this, the amplitude modulation is denoted by MF. Now here the modulation, amount of modulation, that depends on what? So the frequency deviation, because over here in the frequency modulation, how much change that we are getting in the frequency, that's important. So modulation index is what? So it's a ratio of the frequency modulation to the modulating frequency. So here you can see that what is the MF? MF is the modulation index. It is what? The frequency deviation to the modulating frequency. So this is about the modulation index. Now the second is the modulation index, that gives you the idea about the number of sideband associated in the transmission. So now in the table you can see that the modulation index, the number of sideband and the bandwidth required for the transmission of the data. So if the modulation index is 0.1, you can see that the number of the sideband that requires is 2. So the table which gives you the idea about the modulation index and the sideband, okay, that is known as the Basel's table. So from that we can have the idea about the number of sideband associated in case of the modulation. So this is about the modulation index, okay, and you can have the idea about the number of sideband required for transmitting the information. Another thing, that is the deviation ratio. Deviation ratio, it's a what? So it's a ratio of the maximum frequency deviation to the carrier of the carrier to the maximum modulating frequency. So deviation ratio is what? It's a maximum frequency deviation, okay, divided by the FM maximum. Okay, so that gives you the idea about the deviation. And the another one, that is the deviation constant. It is what? It's a ratio of the frequency deviation, okay, to the amplitude of the modulating signal. So the deviation constant is the delta F upon Vm. So this way we can find out the various parameter in the FM modulation. So this is about the part of the angle modulation which is referred to as a frequency modulation. So in the next video we will learn more about the frequency modulation. So thank you very much everyone.